Oh, let's go, let's go. It's too busy. Looking at MRNO. Too busy. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's my fault. Yes, it is. It's Dan's fault. Don't worry. Good morning. Yeah, that's a pretty nasty candle. Let's see. SGN is still just kind of sitting on the downtrend there, isn't it? It is holding 74 though, which is okay. And then ATPC slowly coming back, which is nice. If it can break above $4. Let's see. I think one of the members was in this one at a high price. What is it? Alcatraz 370. Yeah. Yeah, that 4 to 420 seems to be a problem. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Good morning, everybody. Yo, Richie, what do you mean? You know where to find us. Come join us in Discord. There it go. Good morning. Good morning. Are you feeling better today, Dan? Less jet lag, hopefully. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Can we get some boomskis? We need some fireworks today to the upside, obviously. Yeah. Richie, what do you need help with? Let me know. No. But a little sketch now. It just doesn't have the volume, does it? The good thing here, though, the good thing for VTAK Donovan is just that it's holding that 200 EMA. So if it can stay above like $1.90 ish, that might be a good thing. It's yeah, and obviously it's still pre-market. So once the market opens, maybe the volume actually comes in. So we'll see. Maybe the volume comes in. SGN again. We kind of talked about this a little bit, but now it is holding that 74. So if it can stay above that and break the downtrend, this is going to be one of the favorite names going into the open. If it doesn't break the downtrend, then we might actually push all the way down to this level here, right? Like closer to 70, 67 to 70 cents. Uh, it's not that big of a drop, is it? Right? It's sitting at 770, 75 for now. So if they can break the downtrend, cool. It might be ready for a push. If not, it might want to come back down closer to 70 to 67. Alrighty, so we'll keep an eye on that. ATPC again looking good, right? The resistance really is in $4. It's closer to 420. So Alcatraz, try and stay green on this one because I know you're in at the 370, but it keeps going up and failing. So just be careful, especially going into the open with 4 minutes. Yeah, just be careful. Alrighty. So we like ATPC. TPET obviously because of the chaos that's happening in Iran. These names don't seem to be moving a whole lot anymore, which honestly, like that always happens, right? The themes only last for so long, and then we have to move on to something else, unless something crazy happens, right? If something crazy happens, we're going to be right back to TPET and the other ones, BATL and blah blah blah. But for now, yeah, TPET. I mean, at the very least, like it has some volatility, so you can still play with it, just not as crazy, you know. Um, the latest news from Iran and Israel and whatnot, they're still shooting rockets, right? Trump said yesterday that the war is going to be over very soon, very soon as. And then someone's like, okay, is it going to be a week? He's like, no, but very soon. And then Iran replied by saying that it's not up to anybody to end the war; it's up to us. Um, and then earlier today, Iran shot some rockets. um Anyways, like it's just, so nothing's really changed. right? There goes ATPC with a nice pop. So that 420 resistance needs to be broken. Alrighty, yeah, it is trying to break. The 420. So let's see if we can actually break and stay above it. That was a nice push though. Contrast, that might have been a nice profit take, pop for you there. It popped all the way to 450. Good morning, Hims. Yeah, Hims is looking good. We said this yesterday, right? As long as Hims stays above $21, 21 was the base. It just kept hitting and holding. So, let's read. So, we talked about TBMC. The reason we're keeping an eye on TBMC is because that thing has 120,000 shares. It doesn't quite have the volume yet, but it's one of those things to keep an eye on, right? So it just doesn't have the volume yet. Um, but if it can break above $12, maybe the volume will come in. Yeah. Ayo Luna, you took some Alcatraz. I like it. Well done. Uh, you did wrinkled. Oh my days. Wow. Yeah. Raven. Okay, so a bit of a dip there. This one's been looking a bit suspicious. I'll come back to this. Let me take a look. So EONR. You're in at 85 cents. When should I get out? I can only trade when market opens. Yeah, that's the danger of pre-market sometimes. But you're green in that position still, though, right? You're green in that position, so you should be okay. Your entry is actually quite nice. You probably got in yesterday and then it popped. It did pop all the way to $1 and then came back down and then popped again. So, but this morning, I would say that if you want to give it time to decide, because these are going to be your two decision points here, Richie. You lost 70%. How did you lose 70% if you're in at 85 cents? It's at 92 cents right now in pre-market. Anyways, so your two decision points are going to be this level right here, right? Obviously, you can see that. Yeah, yeah. So the market just opened, right? If it can break this level, more room to the upside. If it breaks this level, though, you're gonna have a problem. So you could simply just watch 90 versus 96 and then go from there. Alrighty. So those are the two levels I'd be paying attention to. Cool. And then yeah, we can go from there. So VTAK, let's see if we can stay above that 200 EMA. If it can, that's a good thing. SGN is still trying to hold the VWAP, so that's good. We like this one still, right? ATPC, we like this one as to break above 420. HIMS looks like it's flying there. I'm gonna set an alert for this one here so I don't have to watch it. Yeah, HIMS just had an explosive candle. Damn. Sheesh. You're welcome, Richie. Damn. That's a nice candle, isn't it? Woo. HIMS is like, hey guys, I'm here now. Yeah, no, if you're holding HIMS, you're gonna be very happy, which is good. It's about time that thing did something. Yep. That is a very nice candle. Do, 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 do. So the question for that, okay, we'll come back to HIMS at some point when it decides to relax a little bit. Alrighty, so ATPC is still looking good, guys. So we're pushing above 460 now. ATPC. These candles are kind of expected though. They're super volatile. Uh, Let's see if this candle can close above that previous high though, and then send it for $5. Type yes in the chat if you're holding ATPC. Type yes in the chat if you're holding ATPC. That is a very nice push. Some nice volatility. A very nice push. There goes that $5, guys. Woo! Those candles are wild, though. Those candles are wild. Wild. That does look good, though. So that looks good. VTAK is still holding the bottom, which is also good. SGN looks like it almost wants to come back down closer to 70 cents, right? Which is fine. And then back to this one. So clearly, this is the one with the volatility for now. Good job, Alcatraz. Yeah, you did good on that. Well done, guys. Again, just be careful though, because the market just opened and you're gonna get this volatility, but people are also gonna take profits. Alrighty, so that's really not a problem. That is really not a problem. Okay. Let's see if we can maybe get a retest or another breakout. Cool then? Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. Again, I like what this is doing only if it can stay above that demand and the 200 EMA. So I don't mind that at that at the bottom here. So clearly this is the one of the names we like, along with a whole bunch. SGN is still slowly dipping here, so that thing might really need to get closer to that 200 EMA. And HIMS is still trying to be aggressive here. Aggressive. Yeah, the price action on this is way better than it was yesterday. Way better. Like I said, I like what this one's doing, VTAK. Yeah. Yeah, kids. The splits. Yeah, it's on the right. It's on the right hand side here. So the reason I haven't really pulled this one up is because it's gone back and forth all morning and not really done anything. Right? It's gone back and forth and not really done anything here. So for quite some time now, right? It needs to break out. It just needs to get about 42 cents ish. The good thing is though is that like it is holding that retest area, so it is holding 36 ish. 36 to 37 has been a good base. So as long as you're getting in closer to the bottom and not close to 42 cents, unless we break out, then that's fine. Alrighty. Then that's it's okay. Alrighty. No, yeah, VTAK looks okay. It's just lacking a bit of volume here. And SGN is retesting this next line at the bottom, and it is holding. So I don't think we're quite done with this one yet. SGN, it has that history of being annoying. So yeah, for now, yeah, we're keeping it, especially this level here. So this was the last retest area. I want to see this thing give us some higher lows though, just for some confidence. Because as much as we're bouncing, it doesn't mean we're out of the woods. VTAK is looking good, slow and steady. Slow and steady, slow and steady. You can kind of see that your next resistance is closer to the closer between a dollar 225 and 230, right? So not necessarily 220, 225 and 230. Alrighty. But that VIYA being where it's at, the closer you get, the more resistance you're gonna have, anyways. Him still looking good. ATPC is still retesting, which is fine. And VTAK is back to that 220 level. Again, like I said, I don't think 220 is that major of an issue, but it might just be a psychological level that people take profits at because they usually do, right? So, but the main problem here is though that we have that VWAP up there. SGN with a really nice pop off the bottom, right? A nice bounce off the bottom there for SGN. I know most of you guys are going to be holding this one, I think. Yeah. For example, so type yes in the chat if you're holding SGN. Type yes in the chat if you're holding SGN. I think SGN is the favorite among you guys. Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of you guys are in SGN. Yep, look at that. Right, so yeah, that's a good bounce. See? Yeah, you guys like SGN a lot more than you like the other names. Not surprising. So send it SGN. It's back above 80 cents at least. So most of you should be green on this position. Right? I don't think there's anybody. We talked about this in Discord, and most of you are looking for this VWAP in the 70s. So most of you should be green on this position. Right? So nice bottom, right? Nice little retest. It would have been nicer if they came all the way down to the 200 EMA, but there was some support at that line there, so it did bounce. So I think at this point though, we want to see some, some higher lows, like a dip and then a higher low, right? And then just continuous push. Right? Is it too late? It's not too late, but this is not the price to be jumping in, right? When it's testing 80 cents like that, you want to see a higher low. Alrighty, VTAK is still playing with that range there, so this one still looks good to me. ATPC is still retesting that 420 area, right? The breakout spot. It is holding, which is good. And then yeah, for now though, those are the main three stocks, right? VTAK, SGN, ATPC. HIMS is more of a swing play, right? More of a play that we liked. Even if you bought HIMS yesterday, you're green today, right? If you bought last week, you're definitely green. So we've talked about HIMS quite a bit. Um, TPED is more of a, keep an eye on in case another rocket flies into the wrong country, and then oil starts, or there's another headline, right? SAFX is more of a play like, okay, that thing needs to break out. Like it needs to do something other than what it's doing right now, so yeah. And then LGVN is trying to break out too. These guys announced a $30 million private placement. If you notice, there's a difference between the private placements and the offerings, right? If you do an offering after the stock is pumping, the stock gets rejected, slapped, right? But when you're doing a private placement, when the stock hasn't even moved yet, it's a good thing, right? So in this case, LGVN is like it's been going back and forth. It's trying to break out. So 70 cents resistance on this. Alrighty. So we'll see if that thing can break out. It looks okay though, doesn't it? Right? Looks okay. Let's go, Vena. Good job. Well done. Yeah. No, Hims was good. Hims was good. Let's hope that it can keep, keep keep pushing. Ooh, LGVN is trying here, isn't it? What's the float in this? 17 million? It's not that big of a deal. Again, SGN is still sitting in that area. Like we said, we want to see a retest and a higher low. This last candle is kind of retesting 76 and then holding, which is okay. VTAK is just stalling too much below that, below the VWAP there. So another one we potentially want to see a higher low on. ATPC is coming back down to retest that 420 support level. So let's see if it can stay above that. And yeah. I mean, these retests are nice, but we want to see a breakout, We want to see some boomskis. Some boomskis. Let's do. TBMC. I just got an alert for TBMC. Um, I don't know if that alert is actually accurate though. The reason I have alerts on TBMC is because the damn thing. Oh, there it is. Right, the damn stock has a float of 120,000 shares. Right, the float is 120,000 shares. So there it goes. There it goes. So again, it you know it's going to be interesting with that low float. But like I said, I said this early this morning in Discord, right? So keep it on your watch list and try not to FOMO into that thing though, because the spread is going to be crazy. It's a low float back. The float is going to be crazy. Alrighty, the float is going to be crazy, crazy, crazy. And the main resistance on this thing is $13. That's where you have your double top. Right? Decide. I don't want to. I yeah. We'll see. Alrighty. So it looks like ATPC is holding that 420 really well. So obviously that's the retest area. So that's good. SGN, like I said, you don't want to be buying that thing close to 80 cents. You want to see a higher low, just for confirmation that it's actually doing something good. You know, it's one thing to FOMO into these stocks on the way up. It's another thing when the chart, you can actually look at the chart and say, hey, like this looks progressive. You know, like it looks like it's actually doing some good things. You know, so it would be nice if it can give us a higher low. VTAK is kind of in the same boat, but it is giving us a higher low. So this one looks a bit better, right? And obviously this one looks good. And then TBMC needs to break above $13. There goes a break above $13. Okay, then that thing said, excuse me, sir. Uh, um, Kristen, I don't know if you got into or Raven, right? I don't know if you guys got into SAFX. I don't know if it was Raven spamming that as well. But you can see the bottom there, right? For SAFX. Right? So you don't want to be buying that thing at the top of the range. You want to be looking for the bottom of the range. And it's constantly bouncing up the bottom of the range. So I know you were watching this. That was the opportunity there. You didn't? You were watching that, Kristen. Yeah, you're gonna wait? Okay, that's fine. Right. So but again, nice bounce up the bottom. It's done that all morning. Right? So and but it's still failing at the top. So let's see what it does. See if it can break out. Guess who's halted, guys? TBMC, you in? Let's go, Kirsten. Who else is in TBMC? TBMC is halted up, guys. I'm not sure how that's going to behave, but not sure how that's going to behave. But yeah, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, again, that thing has a float of 120,000 shares. Dara, are you in this one? Are you in this one? Yeah, when the float is that low, sometimes it doesn't really need a whole lot of volume to to get moving. Yep, exactly, Dan. Exactly. From all that you FOMOed into, Richie. Yeah, no, for sure. It's understandable. Like Dan said, we've all been there. You know, you just have to learn from those mistakes and try and move on. Because this is something that's pretty, difficult if you're FOMOing into things. Like the name, the goal is to take your monies, right? So, which is why Richie, we keep telling you to join us in Discord and learn some other ways, right? But sometimes you'd rather lose that monies in the market instead. Yeah. So, yeah. Sometimes you have to learn those lessons one way or the other. Yep, exactly, wrinkled. So you have to learn the ways. SGN is still sitting at the bottom here, so we need another curl. ATPC is looking fine, and it needs to break out again though. So the retest of the 420 area was nice, but it's having a hard time at 420. 480. So it needs to go back up. HIMS looks fine, right? Dipskis and it's bouncing back up. There we go. And then it looks like LGVN is also breaking out. That's crazy. It snipes. Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't a big, it wasn't a big loss. Yeah, so LGVN is slowly breaking out of that resistance, which is good. Ren X, you did? How did it do this morning, Kirsten? I haven't looked at that one. 75 pennies. Yeah, 76, 77. That's a good breakout. 78, 79. That's a nice push. There goes 80 cents, LGVN. Oof, okay. 81. Okay then. So nice. That's a nice pop, isn't it? Yeah. So sometimes when these stocks break out, the volume really kicks in, right? Usually, a lot of people wait to FOMO on the breakouts. 84 cents. Damn. Damn. Greg, did you get into that thing so far? Good, KV. Good, good, good. You did, Justin? Okay. 84 cents. Very nice. 85. Dang. This yeah. So 85 seems to have a bit of a wall. 85, which is quite common. ATPC is really it's had a hard time at that 480, and it's coming back down to 420 again. VTAK just can't seem to break out yet. SGN is holding that double bottom for now, so let's hope that it can stay above. Um, and then this one's still halted, but for now though, this is the one that has the volume. It looks like so 86. Yeah, that was a very good breakout, right? A very, very good breakout. So it had that resistance over and over and over again. You can also see that it's stair stepping up, right? So sometimes people ask, like, because there are going to be times where you FOMO into a position and that really hasn't fully broken out yet, right? I think the one consistent ingredient when you see a stock that breaks out is like a way to anticipate that is you can clearly tell that there's resistance at a specific spot, resistance, obviously resistance, but then the other ingredient here is that the stock is trending up, right? It's creating higher lows, right? You can tell that it's creating that trend up. It's like, again, there's a name for this, right? So a rising wedge, whatever you want to call it, I really don't care, right? Because at the end of the day, all it needs to do is break that resistance. But a way to anticipate that sometimes is when it has that uptrend going for it, right? So, alrighty. Now, LGVN cooking there, cooking. Yeah, it goes 87 again. TBMC is on halted, guys. It looks like it on halted popped and then immediately came back down and halted down. This is the thing with SPACs, low float SPACs. Is the price action sometimes will piss you off. Right? When you see a stock halted up, you want to generally see like on halt and keep pushing higher. But on halt, pop, and then immediately halt down, pretty annoying. Right? Let's see what it does though, right? Because again, from this morning when we talked about it, it was in the 11s. It's still in the 12s. I think the problem here is when they halted up without letting the candle close, it becomes a bit of an issue. You know? Yeah, HIMS, you taking some profits? Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, HIMS is stalling a lot up there, isn't it? GVN has the volumes. Mm-mm-mm. Good morning, Thomas. Ayo, how are you? Do you have multiple accounts, Thomas? I think you do. I think you do. Interesting. Street says, thank you for LGVN just made through it. Let's go, Street. Well done. Congratulations. Yeah. Well done. Well done. Beat? No, it's been a while since we looked at that. It's been a while. Yeah, no, congratulations. That's a really nice gain. ATPC has done a good job though. Like so coming back down into that retest area. So 420, 420, right? It's done a good job testing and holding that range. Kind of nice how the VWAP is close. But it does need to break out at some point though. Right? Again, the double bottom is holding for SGN as well. So that's fine. Right? So that 72 is holding. Holding the bottoms. This is why though, like when stocks pop at the open, you never really trust them until like you get other price action because you expect the chaos anyways. You know. Anyways, back to LGVN here because this is the one with the juice for now. The one with the juice. 93 cents, guys. Looking good. Okay. I missed your comment. The groceries I got from Jesus multiplied in my fridge overnight. ah. ah, that's funny. ah, yes. 500 loaves of bread, Dan. and somehow the fridge could handle it, you know? Oh, funny. TBMC is unhalted, and it looks like it's still in that bit of a weird spread range. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that thing as the day progresses. But yeah, no, just not in cost, just in yeah. Dan's never gonna run out of food now. Never gonna run out of food. Is it too late? The answer is never yes, but it's at the highs of the day, so your risk goes way higher. No, absolutely, KB, absolutely. Right? The answer is when a stock is running, the answer is never like, oh, it's too late to get in, right? But when you're buying way up there, right, chances of you FOMOing at the wrong time go way up, right? This is easy for people that are in already to just hold it and see what happens. Yeah, when you're looking for that brand new position, you're yeah asking for some trouble, especially when it's playing below like a pretty psychological level, like a dollar like this. You want to be very careful. VC. It's like, oh, is that V? No. Thank you, Kristen. Teach Dan to order groceries from Jesus. He eats forever. yep. 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 Yeah. No. Good job, Kristen. Good job. That's good. Exactly, wrinkled. Exactly. Exactly. Hmm. Interesting. Hmm. Okay, so we're still sitting at 72 here for SGN. Yeah, still just chilling there. And then LGVN is also kind of stalling around 95. Still stalling around this price. It is a bit sus, isn't it? It is holding 72 though. Like it's trying to. It looks weak. It looks like it needs volume, Kristen. But yeah, it is holding that bottom. So if it can stay above it, that might be a good thing. Um, ACXP is doing okay, so that's not too bad. ACXP, yeah, right into the $3 supply zone. You can tell this one needs a bit more volume as well, even though it looks good. Ooh, think so? Yeah, you think I need volume? You think I need volume? Yeah, those candles need volume at the top there. It's getting a little bit of volume. There goes new highs of the day for ACXP. Yep, and a $3 test. That's going to be the main issue for this one. $3. 299 and a bit of rejection at $3. Not surprised. And then back to 290. Right, so that $3 level is going to be a bit of a problem. So if that's something you're holding, make sure you're taking some profits on the way up or moving those stop losses. ATPC still looks fine though, doesn't it? Right? It looks like it wants to break out at some point. So as long as it stays above, I know some of you are still holding this one. As long as it keeps holding, testing and holding the 420 level, that's fine. Right? And Hims is trying to get back to 25, trying to. SGN is still holding that 72 cents, right? So it's super slow and super weak, but it is still holding that bottom. So let's see how well it does. Thorn, yeah, those guys had good news. Looks like it's holding a nice base too. Yeah, this is one of those where you really just have to set alerts. TBMC, you know. Yeah, this looks like a breakout retest, doesn't it? Right, like so this level here, like right here, right? So yep, we'll keep an eye on it. See if more volume comes in there for a low float push. It's been a long time since we had a proper SPAC rally, like a proper SPAC rally. So hopefully one of these times we can go for a nice run. Yeah, so a little bit of consolidation here. 200 golden pocket demand zone. See if the volume can come in, Thorn. Yeah, and then there goes SGN, Kristen. So that's 72, right? Holding up really, really well. Yeah, they slapped it, huh? Yep. They said, get that rubbish out of here, please. So that red zone says you shall not pass. Right? So again, all that resistance there said nope. Rejected straight below 420. Right? This is why I don't like having like orders, sitting at specific levels. Because you need to see how like what's happening when it dips to that level, right? Rather than just jumping in. Ooh, look at SGN, guys. Again, I know a whole bunch of you guys are still holding this one, so and so as long as it stays above that level, yeah, brand new highs of the day here for LGVN. It comes out $1 test. $1 test. 99 cents at the highs. Yep, no, Andrew. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Yeah, private placements are good when the stock hasn't had a run yet. People tend to want to play with that. Um, and then obviously offerings are not so good when the stock is running. Yep. I had a no, so no street. They did a split today, so yeah. If you do the conversion, it's probably less than 11 cents, right? So no, it's because the company's done a split. That's why. Split, split, split. Yeah, no, SGN is really trying. The view app is a problem. The downtrend is a problem. So if it can break above 75, 76, then I think we might, actually have some momentum on this. But for now, it just, at least it's bouncing off that 72 though. At least it's holding up that level. Yeah. MRNO is really trying to curl as well. Really trying to curl. Again, that $3 level was always going to be a problem for ACXP. So they rejected that thing hard off $3. They said nope, no passing. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Raven. Yeah, see? So if you held that position street from 11 cents, you'd be at 6 cents right now. Right? So even at 379, you'd still be right in that position. So yeah. Yeah, people always come back and say, "Oh my goodness, I had the stock at 10 cents last week. Now it's at $10." No, they didn't just go from 10 cents to $10 like that. They had to scam people to do that. There goes $1 breakout. Not that the candle's closed, but a $1 breakout. $1. 102. LGVN. Again, SGN is still looking okay, right? We're going to keep coming back to this one because I think it's one of the favorites, but it needs to. And again, this is kind of what we asked for, right? Like, okay, the pop is nice, but we need to see something else because you can't really trust those pops at the open. LGVN is like, can you trust me? Can you trust me? Can you trust these nice green candles? Okay. Yeah, $1. That's a really nice push, though. Yeah. Once it broke out of that range, that 70 cents was the problem, wasn't it? Right. So we've often talked about how, what's a good way to tell that a stock is going to do well at the open, right? And one of the ways is it actually has to break the resistance. And if you look at a whole bunch of the other stocks we looked at, right, nothing else broke out, but this one broke out. So people tend to go to that name when it breaks out. Yep, at some point, Kids is gonna run Raven. The question is when. Maybe when they drop a nice catalyst. Maybe when they drop a nice catalyst. Yeah, you can kind of tell. Like again, SGN looks fine, but we need to clear this level right there between the view up and the downtrend. That level is a problem. So The bottom is nice, but it needs to break out. Like new money doesn't come in unless it breaks out. So that thing needs to stop playing games and actually do something to the upside. You know, do something to the upside. And then ATPC came all the way back down as well. There goes LGVN. This one says, "Hey guys, I'm the captain now. I broke out. I have all the monies in the market. Come to me. Up to make lesser monies wrinkled. Have a wonderful day. See you later." So there goes $1.10, which is another common resistance level. Yeah, again, if you're wondering why the stock is running, it's because of this, right? So they announced a private placement of up to $30 million. So yeah, the stock said, "Thank you very much, guys. Thank you." Right. So it's just it's not like when companies do offerings, and then you ask them what's the reason of the offering, and then what are they going to tell you? This is for general corporate purposes, aka the CEO getting on a private jet and going to visit lady boys in Thailand. That's what it means. General corporate purposes. Whereas in this case, you look at this, you're like, okay, well, the stock hasn't ran yet, and they're doing a private placement, and they're giving you reasons or what the private placement like is for, right? $50 million upfront with a milestone driven potential, so like stuff like that, right? So they're not just giving the monies to go, anyways, to go mess around with. uh, I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Anyways, also another important thing is like it's another form of doing an offering, right? So, but it's not called an offering, right? So, like there's distinctions. But also, if you look at the chart, like look at the daily chart, if we can load. uh, Is that what that means? Yes. Whenever you see an offering after the stock is running, the CEO is going to visit somebody in another country. So look at this. Look at this stock, right? So the difference here is like one sitting at like look at that, right? Right at support. The company knows what they're doing, right? They know what they're doing. Most of the time, they know what they're doing. So right at support at 50 cents. You could tell someone knew this was coming because that candle from yesterday was already showing some greenness from the double bottom. That was probably Raven. Bottom feeding of the bottom. Anyways. uh, yes. Hey, Caitlin, good morning. Yes. Tim? Yes, you're welcome. Yep. So the next time you see a company say, "Oh, we're doing an offering," and they don't give you a reason, and they say the reason is general corporate purposes, yeah, that's a private jet, so they can go visit lady boys, either in Thailand or another one of those countries. Anyways, cool, cool. We're all on the same page now. We know what's going on. VTAK guys is still holding that stupid bottom at $1.90. SGN is just being annoying at this point. It's back to that 72 area. Like I said earlier, we need to break above the downtrend. Like it's not about holding the base. It's about generating some excitement, some FOMO for these stocks. So until it breaks out of that downtrend, it still has problems. Alrighty. So obviously LGVN is the one with the volume for now, but hopefully some of the other names can eventually catch up. Right. ATPC is holding that demand zone. Yeah, Kristen, me too. Me too. Good job. Yep. There goes 112 on that pop. The candle is having a hard time closing above $1.10 though. Right. The nice pop. But they are from the Philippines. Okay, okay. I have friends that are lady boys, but are from the Philippines. Yeah. That is okay. Okay, can we get something to break out? Because everything seems to be stalling at resistance. We can't even blame Caitlin this time for the markets being slower. You know, sleeping in. Why did you sleep in? It's just too late, really. uh, until it's too late. Okay. Yeah. J, maybe. So VTAK is holding that bottom, which is good. Can I just wish these things had a bit more volume? Because the bottoms are holding, even on SGN. Like, look at that. SGN is doing an okay job of holding that bottom, right? Like, but then the thing we question is, will the volume actually come in? So these stocks are really not dying. They're just not, giving us the juice. Yeah, kids. Yeah, Raven mentioned that with that low float, right? So ACXP is curling here nicely too. Same resistance though, but good curl. A good curl, kind of a retest. TPET is also holding $1.50. $1.50. Let me take a look at KDIZ. Yeah, I mean it's trying. Clearly doesn't have the volume. Also, keep an eye on KDIZW. I think that's what they're called. Yeah. So yeah, in case the main one goes, the warrant will follow as well. The warrants. Yeah, just be careful with ACXP at the double top there. Just be careful at the double top. What do you think, Cam? What's your question though? What's your question? What's your position? Let me know. Help me out. Help me out. No, 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 no. Meta has agreed to acquire a mode book, whatever that is. Seems interesting. Seems interesting. DXST with a bit of a pop. MR. I wonder if it's Thorn. Are you the one that's in this one? It's doing a good job holding the bottom. That's what I mean, right? Like these stocks are really not dying today. Like nothing's dying. They're all holding the base. You're just having to hope that, look at that. SGN, same thing, right? It's holding the beautiful base and trying to break out here. So let's see if we can get back above that 75, 76. Right? So there we go. Maybe this time. Maybe this time. Come on. It's trying. Again, I know a whole bunch of you guys are still holding SGN, so it would be nice if that thing actually broke out, and sent it. And, yeah, so DXST with a bit of a pop. which is nice. Look at that thing, right? So nice pop. And another one that was just sitting at the bottom, right? And then eventually broke about 31.30 cents. Same resistance from yesterday though, so be careful, right? So this has been the high from Friday, Monday, and then today. So around that 37 cents. Focus on AI manage, like Reddit. Okay, interesting. Only for bots. 2 million agents using it. Oh, that's cool. It's very cool. Yeah, take the bots off Twitter and put them on there, please and thank you. Yeah, so if you're holding DXST, just watch that 37 area. SGN is still being annoying, and MRNO slowly gaining some steam there. Slowly, LGVN has just been stuck between $1 and $1.10 for the last few minutes. ACXP, right, still below that supply zone, so it needs to break above $3 if it wants to keep running. ATPC is just kind of stuck in the demand zone, so a bit of support between 350 and 360. And then VTAK, same thing as the other ones, right? Not breaking down, but also not cooking. Just chilling is what they're doing. Just chilling. Simply, what's your position in SAFX? HIMS? What does it mean? It usually predicts, a reversal of the direction that it's going in. So it predicts that, so for example, right there, when you get that yellow candle, what it's trying to tell you is that, hey, I think it's going to go down. How low? Who knows? But that's the whole idea. Which in this case, we know this 37 is a problem, so that candle kind of confirms it. And then it dips a bit, right? But we'll see if it breaks out. So, and then when you get a yellow candle on the way down, it tries to tell you that it's going to go back up, right? So there's a lot more to that explanation, obviously, right? Maybe this time SGN will go. Maybe this time. Maybe this time. Come on now. That VWAP is there acting as resistance still, though. Brian, MOBX. Right? So look at that. That yellow candle was pretty accurate in this case, right? So again, that might just be a retest of 34 and then back up. But when you see that yellow candle, especially when it's stalling, it's usually a sign of like, hey, just be careful, please. Yeah, there it goes. There it goes. Finally broke out. Finally said, okay, time for me to pop. And then your next resistance and this thing is going to be $1.20. $1.20. Is it dead? SGN? SGN is not dead. Terry? I think Siri thought I was talking to her. MOBX. Sure, let me take a look. SAFX. So the last time we looked at SAFX, we talked about, that 37. Yeah, look at that. It broke below that bottom, didn't it? Right? It broke below the bottoms there. I mean, now you're testing your next level. So in at 36, you're really just down 2 cents simply. So I don't think that's the worst position to be in. 33 cents is always either resistance or support. So for now, and the golden pocket is honestly isn't that far away. So it looks super weak, but I don't think you can say that it's dead yet, right? So for now, watch that 33, or if it's a smaller position, watch that golden pocket. If you break below these two levels, you're definitely dead. Ready? Dead. So there goes DXST with the breakout. at the very least trying to break out. So this is the third day now that it's testing that level. So see if it can actually break and hold above. Why can't SGN just do that? Like break above resistance? Why? Huh? Why does it have to be so slow? So now that it's broken and closed above that level, let's see if it can push above 40 cents as well. Let's see. You can tell today's almost just like a scalp day. Just a scalp day. Yeah, you need something, that's for sure, Regan. Yeah. Yeah, no. Let's go, Andre. Let's go. I thought the super sticker had something on it. It doesn't have anything on it. Okay. Thank you, Andre. Did you make monies? Did you make monies? I know, Joshua. I know. These stocks are being annoying. You did? Good job. Congratulations. Thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Thank you. You notice how the view app is the main problem on this thing for SGN, right? So it failed right there and now it's failing across as well, right? So it's cool that it's holding the bottom, but I think people are waiting to see a breakout, you know? So it has to do something. Oh, leveling out your TPED losses? Okay, good, Tyler. Good. Good. So we've again DXST finally broke out of that 37 and it's looking for 40 cents there next. Right? So this level right there. 40 cents for your next obstacle. 1-800 Sky Shooter. Come on, pizza. Did you sleep in? You did sleep in, didn't you? No. So you would have been looking for like the close above 37 cents, not right below 40 cents, which is your next resistance, Ali. Alrighty. So you either need a retest of that 37 area, or you now need a breakout above 40 cents. Cool. You did? I'm not surprised. Pizza was partying, guys. Partying like an animal. Anyways, come on, SGN. We need you to break out. We need you, SGN. We need to chant SGN, 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 SGN. Come on. But yeah, no, like I said, right? You don't want to be buying up the alley, right? Your resistance is 40 cents. If you buy there and look at that candle, it's coming back to 37, you'd be praying right now and crying. So you need a retest of 37, which it looks like that's what they're doing, right? See if they can hold that level and then curl, then that's better. Or a break of 40 cents. Cool? Come on, pizza is here. Make the stocks go boom skis, pizza. Buy the float. There we go. Pizza is here. We need rockets. 76 cents. Going once, going twice. Sold to the highest bidder. There we go. 77. Telling you. Pizza came with monies today. SGN. SG77. Come on. Here we go. Finally. Finally. 78. SGN. SGN. Yes. Come on. See if we can get back above that 80 cents as well. It would be nice if that thing could stay above the VWAP there, you know? So the 72 was nice, right? Held that level really well. We need rockets though. We don't need this slow rubbish anymore. We need rockets. Come on now. Joshua, you needed monies? You needed monies? Here comes 78 cents. Can we break 78? and go for 80 cents? Yes? Okay, deal. Here comes 79. Uh-huh. There we go. Hopefully the CEO doesn't do, an offering so they could go visit Lady Boys in Thailand, the Philippines. So we don't want to hear general corporate purposes. We just want to see rockets. Rockets. 79 going once, going twice, and sold to the highest bidder, 79.50. So high of the day on this thing is right there. Right? Well, market open highs, right? Not pre-market highs. So just be careful up there. Virus. What are your general corporate purposes? I don't know. To buy cookies. To buy cookies. Yes. So DXST came really close to 37 and then they popped it back to almost to that 39 again, right? So that 37 area, anticipated, retest. ATPC is still looking okay because it's holding that demand zone. So if that's something you're in, watch that level. MR and O is still holding that beautiful bottom there, but it needs volume to push back up there. LGVN retesting $1. So that is okay. But we need some more rockets. Yeah, exactly. Some cookies. uh, how long the market been open? It's been an hour. An hour. Today at least. Yeah, an hour. Why a virus? Blaze is planning the next hot trade strip to no. No. The next hot trade strip will be in somewhere nice, Uh I sold and I made $70 and it popped. Megan, thank you very much for the sacrifice, Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Someone has to be sacrificed, Megan. And unfortunately, most days it's Caitlin, today it's you. So thank you for your service. Let's do business again tomorrow. I'm kidding. Yeah. Not anymore, virus. Not anymore. Not anymore. Okay, can we break out SGN? Like you've done enough. You've done enough like sitting at the bottom. Enough of this rubbish. Just break out. Come on. A street. If your friends are lady boys, I don't think I wanna, I don't think I wanna see. It's okay. Oh, you mean the Inception? It's a long time. You sacrifice your life savings, NYC. Yeah, so we're testing the stupid resistance again up here. So it looks like we're kind of stalling. You can see, like, look to the left, right, and then to the right, right. So we have some issues up there. You know what we need here? We need a cup and handle. We need Peter to buy more. Peter, come on, buy the whole float. The whole float. Stay green. Love it, Megan. Good job. Have a wonderful rest of the day. So Megan sold, we went up. Can you imagine what happens when Megan leaves? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So yeah, there's a bit of a spread between the bid and the ask, but which is annoying. So let's see if we can get a cup and handle. VTAK again, the exact same chart as almost every other thing we're looking at, right? So it's still holding that bottom there, the green zone, the demand zone. So as long as it stays above that demand zone, that's okay. That is okay. So yeah, that 40 cents was always going to be a problem for DXST. So if it can break above that, then new volume will come in. But it does need to break out though. It looks like it wants to. Right? It's holding that 37 really well. Needs to break out though. Oh, there goes the 40-cent test. There it goes. So brand new highs of the day for DXST. Uh, there we go. 41, 42. Oof, that was a nice breakout. See what happens when stocks break out, guys? See what happens? See what happens when stocks actually break out, you know? Not just sitting there at the bottom, not just sitting there like SGN. That is a nice pop. That is a very nice pop. Type yes in the chat if you're holding a DXST. It does. So yeah. Tesla for the most part follows SPY. Yeah. So it was either closer to 37 on the retest or FOMO, a breakout. There goes 45 cents. Yeah, 45 pennies. That's a nice pop. The high is actually 45, 55, but yeah. Look at this rubbish. Yeah. SPY is going up, but ever since Tesla is going down, uh, hmm, I wonder why. Maybe there's something else to that. Maybe something else happened. Yeah, so break above 40 and then 45 is your next little obstacle there. Nice pop though. Nice pop. Right? SGN is still just, sitting there, but I like what it's doing still. If the volume can come in, this thing will also follow. Right? Like you can't expect the stock to have a problem with the VWAP, which it did, right? Right there. We're not just gonna break the VWAP and then push and not come back. Like it has to come back and retest it at least. So the fact that it retested and it's holding that level is still a good thing. The question now though is, does it have the volume to break above 80 cents? The answer is yes, right? The answer is yes. So might as well just do it rather than just teasing us. It looks like a nice cup and handle too, doesn't it? Come on, break, 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 break. Pizza is not in there. You can cook. Pizza is not in there. There we go. 79.60, 79.80. Here comes 80 cents. I think said, are you sure I can break? The answer is yes. Stop teasing us. Come on now. So there goes a test of 80 cents. There goes a test of 80 cents. Again, if you're still holding SGN, type yes in the chat. If you're still holding SGN, type yes in the chat. Good job, Brad. That's a good scalp. So this looks good. And DXST is testing 45 cents again. So as the day progresses, the stocks start to look a little bit nicer, right? So this is why we keep saying every morning, like, hey, if you're not sure what to do, just don't touch anything, please. Just sit on your hands and wait. Let the markets relax, right? Like it takes 30 minutes, right? And then some of these stocks start to look good. So there's no need to be rushing in at the open, honestly. So yeah, 45 cents is still resistance on this one, 80 cents is still resistance on SGN. So they both need to now break above the next obstacles there. Alrighty. But those two are clearly standing out right now. Everything else is just kind of going sideways. What does the number next to my name mean? It means congratulations. Congratulations. We stopped playing that game, didn't we? Yeah. One of those things where we just forgot about it. No one reminded me though. Yeah. It means you're a top chatter. You're interacting. YouTube is giving you a crown. So here comes another test of 80 cents. Can we break out? Make it happen, Peter. Make it happen. Make it happen. 79. Going once, going twice, and reject it. Yeah. Here we go again. 80. Can we break it? SGN, 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 SGN. Come on. There we go. We're breaking it. Come on. There we go. Boom skis. Woo. Boom skis. There's a block up there though, which is going to be interesting to look at actually. But it's looking better though. Looking better. There we go. No, 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 no. There we go. So brand new highs of the session, not highs of the day. Highs of the day was 85 cents. So can that thing just keep creating higher lows and going up? You know, are we asking for too much? I don't think so. Are we asking for too much? I don't think so. But yeah, no, just keep moving those stop losses higher, guys. I like that we're getting these higher lows, which is what we asked for early this morning, right? When the stock was pumping right there, we said, hey, we don't trust this yet. Why don't we trust this? Because we just don't trust it. Right? We need to see stuff like this, like support, high, hello, higher low, higher low. So as long as it continuously keeps doing that, I don't mind it. But also keep moving those stop losses up or taking your gains. Right? It's not a massive gain, it's 50%, but yeah, you might be up 10% or 20%, but uh, there's nothing wrong with that. So keep moving those stop losses up, or if you want to take the monies, you can take the monies. Ready? DXST looks good as well. It's holding up really well and it's doing the exact same thing, right? So is that a coincidence that the stocks that look good are creating higher lows, guys? No, that's because retail is like that, right? Retail likes when stocks are, giving like the vibes, the good vibes, right? So looking way better. So these two penny stocks are friends, DXST and SGN. They are best friends. Yeah. Let's go, Regan. Good job. NXGL, Charles. I'll take a look in a second. I'll take a look. Yeah. Good, Charles. How are you? Yeah, no, you could tell though that SGN was the favorite stock this morning for you guys, for everybody, right? Because again, when we ask in the chat who's holding SGN, everybody's like yes, yes, yes. So it is nice that this one's finally pushing up. And again, nothing crazy. So hopefully it keeps going up. Hopefully. The float on this thing again is not that big of a deal. It's 24 million, right? So it's not the smallest float, but it's a penny stock, so the float is not as crazy. And we're just kind of playing with the stupid supply zone here now. ATPC, yeah. Again, that's what I said this morning too, right? Like none of these stocks are really just dying. They're all holding like good levels, but yeah, look at that. Even VTAK, right? Like VTAK is not dying; it's just sitting at the bottom, right? Nothing seems to want to die, but they're slow though. So Kristen scaled down on SGN, took some tiny wins because yeah, good job, Kristen. Yep, all day long, Thorn. Look at that. Oof, look at that. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that nasty candle, right? Look at that. This is why, this is why we keep saying like, hey, if you might only be up 10%, 20%, but if you want to take the monies, take the monies, right? But at least you should have a stop loss, right? Because we can sit here and pray for a dollar, it might not come because we don't control the markets, right? So this is why it's important to scale out of positions, blah 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 blah, right? And there are going to be times where you scale out, you sell a position and it runs crazy, but that's not the goal. The goal is to be consistent and consistently make monies. Pizza. Someone sold. Yeah. Again, the support for this stock has been 72 cents. So it looks like that's kind of where that candle almost dropped to. So as long as it stays above that 72 cents. Yeah. Where did you put your stop loss, Greg? Where was your stop loss? So again, a little bit of stalling in a supply zone, right? People panic. So resistance, 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 and at least it's still holding 72 cents. At least. Let me take a look at another one of these daily charts. Mm. And then DXST is still doing a good job though with like just holding the levels. Doing a good job of just holding the levels, and it's pushing for that 45 again. There goes 45. 45. Ooh, okay, okay, okay. So testing the highs of the day. 46 brand new highs on that thing. It's a nice pop. Uh, which of these actually have? There it goes, 48. Oof, that's a nice pop. That is a very nice pop. Yeah, this chart is healthy, healthy, healthy chart. Mm. Yeah, October, not a whole lot. Hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you do, skunk. You do. Come join us on something like would you dump 25% if I had left? Uh, would you dump the 25% I had left, break even, or just hold it? So it depends on what your break even is. So that stop loss probably should have been a break even, Regan. That's usually the good thing to do, right? So you're not losing money on that, right? But now since it's so close to that 72 level, you might as well just put that stop loss right below that level. Alrighty? Yeah, I would not have had a stop loss in something like this, Kevin. Yep, exactly. Right. So again, when you get to these red zones, guys, you have to understand that people are gonna panic at these levels, right? People are gonna be panicking at these levels, especially when the candles start to sit there. That's where the T-Rex comes from, right? The whole T-Rex concept is when the stock gets to resistance and it's just kind of consolidating there, right? Or stalling or distributing, whatever you want to call it, right? Yeah, there's a red zone, and you see the candle start to sit there for a few minutes. Eventually, someone panics, and then you're like, oh, oh, yeah. Look at VTAK, right? That's what I mean. Like again, these stocks are not dying; they're just sitting at the bottom and then popping, right? Greg, this is kind of what we talked about yesterday, right? Make sure that it's really good consolidation rather than just YOLOs. So VTAK off the bottom, 190, 190 something, and then pop. So it looks okay. Just needs more volume. Mm, okay. So yeah, 72 is still that support for SGN. Let's see if it can stay above again for the millionth time, you know. SGVN, LGVN came back to the 50, it looks like. It's so funny how these stocks work with like the breakouts and how often they want to retest. This one's still just sitting there too. ATPC is ACXP has just been sitting here as well. ATPC is also just sitting there. Right, so a lot of these names today are just just sitting there. Yeah. Yeah. Dan, how's PA today? Uh, Wait, why was it in that channel? Okay, so here goes. This one actually has a really good, strong uptrend, which is good. Interesting. The 23, 10 NQ contracts instead of the, and it hit the goal in about 45 seconds. Oh my goodness. Let's go. I mean, the only thing you did wrong there was the size of the position, but with the 2 or 4 contracts, you had a plan with that, right? In terms of like, okay, this is the level I want and whatnot. So yeah, you were just a bit more aggressive. Yeah. Just skunk, just do the gold VIP level. You can do it. You can do it. Just do it. Just do it. Yeah, no, that's all good then. I'll take it. 4x your daily goal. Yeah. Again, Regan, good job on that. Right. This is why it's good to scale out of positions. Because as much as we want to see these stocks just go boom, 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 right? When you get to the red zones, they're there for a reason. They're not just there because, oh, they're nice to look at, They're there for a reason. So when the stock is stalling at that spot, you want to be very careful. So, but now if you're still in your position, watch that 72 support. Is it dead or not yet? That thing is definitely not dead, man. Definitely not dead. It's trying to hold the view up above 94, Mo1. So I think it's way closer to the high than it is to the bottom. So it's not dead yet. Might be slow, but it's not dead. In principle. uh, GXST still looking very nice. Yeah, this one has a really strong uptrend. Really, really strong uptrend. Can you get to 50 cents? 48. 48 pennies. Unbelievable. Okay. 48. At least, yeah, at least the markets look good today, though. Things to see, people to do. Pizza, have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll see you later. Alrighty, see you later. Uh, Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, later, later. So speaking of LGVN being dead, is it dead? No, it's holding the bottom there. Kevin, I'll take a look. And then this one's back to that bottom. Let me take a look. Seed. Yeah, these names started running last night because there was talk of what's happening in Iran is causing fertilizer issues. So names like Ren X and Seed started running because the fertilizer stocks. So you're in at 129. That's not too bad. Yeah, that's not too bad. I think for now again it clearly doesn't have the momentum. It doesn't have the volume, Kevin. But your position is fine. So I think the only thing you really need to pay attention to here is the stock needs to stay above $1.20. If it can stay above $1.20, you're fine. If it breaks below that, then you might have to close the position. So really, you're risking 9 cents, right? It needs the volume though, like it's trying, right? So it doesn't look bad. Does not look bad. Hmm. Has he? Hmm. Has he? Funny enough, SGN is bouncing off 72 again. Hmm. This is the one with the volume though. DXST. Yeah, that was the time, Dan. That was the time. Yeah, and close to 260 like that. Yeah, yeah, that was the time. Are you still holding those other ones you got earlier before vacation? Found a good FOMO for me. 10 shares really helped me miss. No, 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 no. Yep, red. Yeah, people do that, right? So either you buy one share to not so you can cure your FOMO, or you paper trade it instead. Yeah, kept a few. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're quite out of the woods anyways, Dan, but we'll see. Right? Usually, when good news comes, the markets hit the bottom already. It always works like that, huh? Right? Like if you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for like the war to end, right? The war might not end, and the markets would be back to all-time highs, or the war ends, but by that time we've already left the bottoms a while ago. 700 for May 29. Okay, yeah, you have lots of time. As long as we don't get some other crazy stuff, should be able to get there. Should be able to get there. Should be able to get there. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, anything else? U.S. spends $5 billion on in first 2 days of Iran war. $5 billion. Damn. Canada gets healthcare. We get. Well, I mean, wait, is Bitcoin at 71? That is a nice pop. Bitcoin just exploded up. Sheesh. Bitcoin says I'm back. Volume. Okay. You kind of want LGVN. Yeah, the only problem you're gonna have, Caitlin, is that downtrend. But yeah, I can see why you're looking at it right off the VWAP. So 94, 95. As long as it stays above that level, should be okay. As long all the people in yeah, never mind. Let me hush. Yeah. Yep. No, I think it's us. Honestly, I think most normal people are like, come on, guys. Like people are suffering. Blah blah blah. People are struggling. Help them rather than send $5 billion rockets. Um, Sometimes it's a bit more complex than that, though. Right? There are generally like evil countries out there that want to hurt you, so that some of that money has to be spent. And then there's also greed, like an ego and stuff like that. So yeah, yep, 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 yep. Let me see. Yep, yep, yep. I'm just looking at some of these other names here. Is an investment. ATPC, is it done? No, it's not done either, right? Because it's holding the base really nicely. Just like everything else that we're looking at today, they're just slow and sitting at the bottom, right? So look at that ATPC with the pop, right? So no, like this one is definitely not done. Not when it's holding a level like this, right? It's just building a base, building support, building support. So in the demand zone and the 200 EMA is still below, You just had to say something, Dara. And that thing said, "You think I'm done? You think so? Say it again. Say that to my face." Dang, that's a 40-cent pop, Dara. That's a really nice pop. Really nice pop. So again, these names are just annoying today, but they're all like just holding the right levels, right? So if you're holding ATPC, is nice. That's a nice pop. And then the VWAP, your resistance is going to be between this 410 and 420 already. So 410 to 420 is your next resistance here. A nice pop. Justin is back. You went back at the bottom. Let's go, Greg. See, right? You see what we're trying to say, Greg, right? Not just the first YOLO you feel like taking, not that just let it actually have a bottom for a long time, Greg. Next time you don't do that, I will find you and send you right to jail. Alrighty? So that thing was sitting there for how long? For a damn long time. Right? So good job. Good jobs. Interesting. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so again, that 420 is going to be your next resistance here. You sold at 81. That's a good thing, right? AO, I sold SGN at 81. That's a very good thing. You sold at 81. It's back to 73. Yeah. Let's go gold. Gold hound. Heyo, heyo. Hello, hello. Dang. You see what the problem is with this, Caitlin, right? So this is why I keep telling you guys, when a stock is on a downtrend and it clearly is on a downtrend, just avoid it. Just stay away, right? Because you might find the perfect bottom, but it might not, it might not think it's found a bottom. So the trend is sometimes stronger than your support, right? Should be, anyways, right? So the trend is your friend. You might find support on a stock, but just the fact that it's trending down is a problem, right? You might find resistance on a stock, but that the resistance is no match because it's too strong on the uptrend. DXST, yeah, yes, yes. Tops is halted up. Isn't Tops a shipping company? Seed is still holding up really well. Yeah. So this one, the volume is pretty suspicious. Very very suspicious. Option chain. Option. July. Hello, Sam. Hello, hello. So ATPC failed at 420, which surprise, not really. Surprise. Surprise. Uh, 12. With the tight stop loss. Okay. See if it curls again. That thing has been annoying, hasn't it? At least it had a rundown so people could take profits. Right. So this level is going to be really important. Like it's going to be more important now than ever because the 200 EMA is also sitting there. If that thing really starts closing below that level, it might really be done. Like done, done, done. ACXP is still holding the bottom here too, at $2.50. So that's nice. Most of these stocks are just holding nicely. ATPC is trying to go again for 420. Can we get some breakouts? Can we get some breakouts? So it looks like it's still holding 72 at least, SGN. ATPC really wants to break out, doesn't it? Yeah. 420. Yeah, stuff is being dumped today. Like the little scalpies are nice. Good job, Greg. Well done. Yeah, good scalp. ATPC 374. There you go, Greg. Good. Yeah. And then you sold the position. Now look at it, Greg. It's going back down, right? So good job. Give me a damn high five. Let's go. Good job. Uh, when was that? Uh, okay. Sounds good. Yeah. Again, Greg, I don't need you taking 40 trades today. I will find you. I know where you live. Okay? You think I'm joking, huh? I know exactly where you live. I will find you. Uh, oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. I will find you. If you take 40 trades a day, I will find you. Invest. None of these can really be considered investments. These are more so looked at as like scalps, right? Lock in, jump in, make monies, run away. Nice hold of the 50 EMA for DXST though. Nice bottom there. Is 400 too many? Let me keep saying it. Yeah. No, it's not done yet. Unbelievable. ADUR. That looks interesting, doesn't it? ADUR. It would have been nice if those things had nice cash secured puts, Luna. ADUR. It looks nice. The daily chart looks nice. Yeah, it's bouncing nicely up the bottom. There goes 45. Did you get your position, Ali? There goes 46. Yeah, so a little bit of consolidation of the 50, and then a pop. Yeah, that's a really nice bounce. That is a very nice bounce. 46. VTAK is still just sitting at the bottom there. And that 420 clearly is a problem for this thing. So again, good job, Greg. Let's see. Let me take a look at MRNO Yeah. And so again, these things just lack volume, but for the most part, though, they're all holding the bottoms, which is excellent. SGN just got slapped, right? Slapped hard. Yeah, this time was a bit interesting. This time was a bit interesting, right? Because of that 200 EMA sitting there, as soon as they closed below, they said, I'm not going to play this game again. Not going to play that game again. They said goodbye. Goodbye. Nice CM, nice. They did, Kristen. They did. They did. Why is the music stopping? Hmm. That's why HIMS popped this morning because of that price target. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Is it dead? Probably. We'll see. Probably. ATPC kind of holding an uptrend there, Dara. Kind of holding an uptrend. This always happens though, guys, right? It always happens where we just came off a week where like I mean, it was fire. Last week was amazing, right? Especially with the war theme, crazy chaos. So when we come off a week like that, sometimes people take time off, right? Like it's just so much chaos, right? People feel like they want to take some time off and just yeah, no, ADUR is slowly creeping up. I already posted this one in the swing channel in Discords. MRNO is looking good, so that is good. But yeah, so this one looks interesting on the daily chart, right? Look at this beautiful. We've talked about this already in the past. So this is not a look at the levels we looked at on the left hand side, right? The last two times we looked at this stock of this level, ADUR, right? It bounced up that level and then came back down and then popped again, right? So that thing likes going from this price to that price. So yeah, then it came back down again to that range. Right, so it does like going from 10 to 15, 10 to 15, which is interesting. But yeah, just something to keep an eye on in case it breaks out. Something to have on the watch list. There goes mRNO with a nice pop. Nice pop. It's a very nice push, actually. Uh, Dan, thank you very much. Yeah, I'll take a look. And if I sign up for membership and want to upgrade mid-month, do I receive a partial credit or do I have to wait for the? No, you get a partial credit. Like if you're trying to upgrade, it's not going to charge you the full amount, skunk. Yeah. So it doesn't. Yeah. So it goes. It's based off. It's not based on like the 30th, like the calendar, right? Like the first of every month. No, it's like whenever you sign up. So yeah, you should be good to go if you want to upgrade later on. Yeah, thank you, Dan. Should I sell SGN for a loss and look for other plays now? Simply, simply. Why don't you have a stop loss? No, not today. Hopefully, no one does, Greg. Hopefully, no one does. I know you guys are waiting for a roast. Hopefully, no one does. Yeah. So what's your entry price again? Simply, weren't you green in this position? What did you get in at? uh, yeah. And you got cooked. Kodan, you were green on this position. Come on, guys. I know you guys want the big monies. We all want the big monies. You know, we all want the big monies. But again, when you're green on a position, your goal in the market, at least some of your goal, let's just say some of your goal, right? Some of your goal in the market is capital preservation. So if you get into a stock anywhere close to 72, right? Because that was the bottom, right? And we're now sitting at 82 cents. You're up 10 cents. It's not that big of a deal, right? Not huge, nothing big. Yeah, you have to put a stop loss somewhere, right? Break even, maybe slightly green, something. You don't want to just let it come all the way down to you've gone from green to red, right? That's frustrating. Yeah, mRNA is flying then. Yeah. That thing said, thank you very much. Come again. Thank you very much. So then $1 then next. $1. Interesting spread. Interesting spreads. Nice. $1. ADURs are brand new highs of the day. Except me more. Some of the sounds good skunks. Greg says, "Let's go then." Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yes, yes, yes. There goes $1 break. Yeah, that was a really nice bottom. Look at that bottom. Right, that was really nice. Right, again, you guys notice how it doesn't really happen right away at the open, right? Pre-market, nice pop, right? Market opens, give it a few minutes, guys. Don't go rushing in, right? Wait, 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 wait. Sometimes you can sit here for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour for this thing to set up and build a base, right? And then if you want to take that gamble, you can take that gamble. We've also talked about how like the break above the golden pocket has become a really good thing, right? So that was good. And then the volume really came in after that. So people got excited after that whole thing broke out. So $1 is still going to be resistance though, so just be careful. Yeah, Anthony, that's different though. Like if you're in at 25 cents for SGN, that's way different. Versus someone that's in the 70s, they should have taken those profits or been, put the green stop loss. Stop profits. My Nutella this morning? No, no breakfast. Yeah, no, I usually eat like after lunchtime. $1. And then DXST is being scalped right now, up and down and up and down, up and down. So LGVN is kind of broke above the uptrend and then came back to retest it. So if you're still in this one, it needs to stay above 85 cents. 85 is 85? Yeah, like 88-ish. It needs to stay above that level. Needs to stay. Potentially, yeah. Potentially. The golden pocket is all the way down there, closer to 60 cents. So it's not that far away if it wants to dip. Not that far away. Okay, yeah, so $1 rejection, which isn't a surprise. Is it a good time to get into Murillo? If you're looking for a swing on that play, then there's really no rush, so I would give it time, right? It looks weak right now, so just give it time. Think about it, right? It's been 2 hours, right? And we have so much of the day left, and you're thinking of swinging, so there's no rush into a swing play when we're not even at lunchtime yet, and it's looking this weak, right? So yeah, be patient when you're looking for swing plays. Alrighty. A better swing play is obviously ADUR. So everything with Nutella. Yep. 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 Nutella, peanut butter. That's one of the funniest videos because you know that kid was being serious. You know? Yeah. We need to get Dan to clip that video and send it to us so we could have that as one of the videos. You know, one of the stream videos. I bet you that's the same kid from Jaden has $1 bill and 2 pennies. Probably not, but uh, we need to beg Dan. Pretty please, Dan. The one where the kid says NUTELLA, peanut butter. uh, MRNO is still looking good though, just because it's holding above the 9 EMA. So if it can break above $1 and stay above $1, that might be a really good thing. Yeah, it's looking good. Just too much resistance at $1. Here we go. 99.60. I held on to E, O, and R because I thought it would break 150 today. Can you tell me what my next support is, please and thank you? Yes, of course. Yes, of course. We can. Okay. Um, E, O, and R. I thought. What's the first mistake here, guys? Thinking. I thought we were gonna break Angie's strand. I thought we were gonna break. Who said you could think? Huh? Who said you could think about these stocks? Why are you thinking? You're not allowed to think in the market, right? The only thing you can do in the market is make decisions based on what you can control. Can you control your thoughts? I mean, you're not allowed to think. I thought we were gonna. No, that's unacceptable. You can't just thought and not worry about the downside, right? So you got in at what did you get in at again? Yeah, you didn't tell me, but you most likely got into this thing yesterday, right? Thinking we were gonna break. It doesn't matter what you think. So now you're asking where the next support is at. Um, your next support, it's actually done a good job of holding 70 cents, but your next support is 65. So there's a lot of support between 65 and 70 cents, 65 and 60 cents. So you're not that far away from that level. So hopefully you can stay above that. Yeah, you're not you you can't just yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You can't be thinking like, oh, I think this is gonna happen. I think no, you're not allowed to think in the markets, right? The only thing you do in the market is you make decisions based on information, on data, right? Stop thinking. I'm gonna buy this stock at $1. I'm gonna put a stop loss at this price because that's where my. Also, what's the number one thing, guys? So let me ask this question in the chat, right? When we're looking for swing plays, what's the number one thing we're looking for to hold the stock overnight? The number one thing we've talked about over and over and over again. When you're looking for a swing play, what do you need to see? Never hold momentum stock. I barely hold my wife. uh, yeah, prayers, right? When you're looking for a swing play, what's the number one thing you look for before you look for that swing play? This is a test of your knowledge, a test of your knowledge. For those of you that have watched I can tell you guys are all slacking because you guys haven't given me the answer I'm looking for. Mm-mm. Kind of Z, right? Kind of. When you're trying to hold a stock into after hours or overnight, what's the number one thing you need to see? Yep, yep. Okay, I think you guys are, yeah, exactly, right? So Peter says uptrend highs of the day, right? It has to be performing. If you're gonna hold a stock overnight, that stock has to be performing. It has to prove to you that, hey, like, I look good, right? So look at that, perfect, Robert, right? Swing plays need to close strong, right? Swing plays need to close strong, closing strong, momentum, Winterfeld, exactly, right? Exactly. We need to. So look at this. Look at this stock. Look at this. Do you see anything strong about this stock yesterday? Look at this. That stock was falling like a tomato rock. That thing, everybody was dumping it and saying, hey, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. Dumping, dumping, dumping all the way to the end of the day, right? So that was your first mistake then, is you like, I mean, if a stock is going to crash this much and you don't have a stop loss, that's a big mistake, right? That's a pretty big like drop to not have a stop loss. And then you hold it to the next day and then it just continues dropping, right? So yep. So for now, watch the 60 area, 70 to 60. That 10 cents should act as a base for you, hopefully. Alrighty. Is ATPC dead? No. Dan already? Dang. Yes. Thank you, Dan. Let's go. We have it. We have it. Love it. Thank you very much, Dan. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was very quick. uh, exactly. Go. Exactly. No thinking. Stop thinking, guys. Alrighty. Let's go, Oscar. Velo. Yeah. I like Velo. Let me take a look. We haven't looked at Velo for a bit now, right? But we've talked about Velo. We talked about Velo last week. Why do we like Velo so much? Look at the price we talked about Velo at, guys. Look at that. Look at that beautiful bottom. Right? We talked about Velo because SpaceX is gonna IPO at some point this year, right? And SpaceX is Velo's biggest customer, right? So we talked about this thing at the bottom and it's still holding up strong. So this is a swing play. It's obviously a resistance 1350, right? But if it can break above 1350, then next vibes, right? So for those of you looking for swing plays, you're like, I need a swing play. I need a swing play. Well, that's been a swing play with a good catalyst. A good swing play with a good catalyst. A good swing play with a good catalyst. Okay. Mm, okay. Let's see. Kind of, and then yeah, exactly. It does. It does. It does. Yeah, like Luna. Yeah, yeah, yeah. LUNR. Yeah. Look for support and consolidation. Yeah. Next time, give me a challenge. Yeah. 21 has been a good base for hymns, right? I'll take a look though. Have you sold any yet, Kara? Have you sold any yet? There we go, ATPC. Maybe this time it's gonna break out at that position. Maybe this time. Funny. Well, there's 420. Okay. Yep, it needs to break and close above though. It hasn't really. It like again, it's one thing to break, but it's another thing to actually close, Justin. So it hasn't done it yet. You did at 24. Nice, good job. Yeah. So as long as you're holding that 21 and creating higher lows, should be okay. Should be okay. Okay, let me upload the Dan video. Let's see. What is this? Oh. Yes, I forgot to use this yesterday. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, it looks like it wants to break out. It still looks fine, right? What to do with it now? It looks okay. You're just having a lot of resistance. Like people seem to be selling as soon as you cross above 45. They seem to be selling, but it's done a good job holding above the 40 cents. What did you get in at again, Ali? You got in at 42. Yeah, there's a nice base there. So I mean, if you're not sure what to do, just you can just keep scaling out of the position just because of so much resistance, and then waiting for the dips and then scaling out. But you should be green now. BTGO. What's your position in BTGO? Ooh, it looks like ADUR went for brand new highs of the day again. Not the best volume, but at least it's doing the right things. Right? So it's not always about like the momentum swing plays, like you can play with those larger mid cap swing plays and do well. 43, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of selling between 45 and 46. So if you're not sure, and it just keeps failing up there too. So if you just want to keep scalping that thing and in selling and getting back in, that's okay too. That is okay too. And then if it can break and actually hold 45, then it might be ready for the next wave to 50 cents. 209, Leo. Okay. Let's see if it can break out for you. See if it can break out. Yeah, some of these swing plays, especially the mid cap ones, super low volume, but that doesn't really matter, does it? Doesn't really matter. Here's to hoping. On the train. Okay, BTGO. You're thinking about getting into a position. Yeah. It technically is a breakout. So 1135 was your breakout spot, and then you're looking for like 1220 there next for your next potential target. But yeah, it does look good. I think the only concern you're gonna have here now though, um, is potentially buying at the highs of the day, right, on low volume. That's gonna be the only problem. So you might have to wait a second to see if it gives you a higher low or retest of that breakout. ATPC is just having such a hard time closing above 420. The candles break out nicely, but can't seem to hold it. Does the volume support the breakout? Yeah, it's nice when you break out with good volume, right? You can tell that the buying is really coming in. Right? Look at the way it's moving, right? Super super slow, right? But it does look good, right? It looks good, just slow. Yeah. With 80, oh wow, no interruptions, and it was free. See, that's how it should be, Dan. That's really how it should be. There goes MRNO. This thing's done a really good job holding that 92, right? Like you see the retest, Anthony. So the red candles to the bottom of the white line, those were really nice. And then pop, 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 pop. There goes 109. Let's go, Daryl. Yeah. Ali, do you see why we keep saying, maybe consider scaling out, right? Because it just like, look at that, right? Now it's back to 40 cents again, right? So they're just pushing it back and forth, and it's not really going anywhere. So when it's doing that, sometimes the best thing to do is scale out. Scale out of the position. Good push though on this one. And when you pay when you pay a few $100 or $1,000 or more on a flight, like the least they can do, is give you free Wi-Fi. The least. Yeah. On the cuffs, what happened? You wish I'm hearing the ice cream truck. Wow, 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 wow. The latest price target is $30. I bought a few months before the lawsuit. Only have a few shares, so I was not worried too much about it. Yeah. Did you add on the way down, Dawn? Yeah, I think the next logical price target is $30. Oh, you're looking for pull. That's what you're looking for. Cusp. Yeah. I mean, sometimes maybe I need to speak a different language. Maybe you understand me, cusp, right? Every time we're like, hey, if you have a question, please clarify the question. But here's you. You're gonna spam the first ticker symbol, and then the second one, and then the third one, and then the fourth one. What does that tell me? Do better. JetBlue does not international only. Okay, yeah, that's good at least. Canada only does it if you have a special membership. So like if you are part of our blah 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 membership, we'll give you free Wi-Fi on some flights. Yeah, the damn thing just couldn't break out, huh? They said, straight to the golden pocket. So $1.70 is your next support on that thing. This is looking nice though. And again, they a good job on selling ATPC at the top there. Good job on selling at the top. Do, do, do. LGVN. Um, yes ish, as long as it stays above 85. So yeah, so 85 to 82, that level seems to have a strong support area. So as long as it stays above that, yeah, that's not too bad. If it breaks below that, then you're looking for that golden pocket, obviously. But yeah, this level 85 seems to be holding. Seems to be holding. And then 40 cents retest on this one here. Almost went back to yesterday's high and just SAFX. SAFX. Well, this is why it's so important, guys, that when a stock breaks below support, you don't stay in there. This is why it's so important. When you see a stock like this, right, and it has a really strong base, really strong base. If it breaks below 36, 37, whatever the price is, don't stay in there, please, please, right? Don't stay in there. What are you waiting for, right? Because now, look at that. It broke below and it's just been trending down because what business does it have going up? And again, it's on a downtrend, so this thing has no business going up, right? So I think at this point, Sham, you're basically just living on hopes and prayers, so pray. You might need to go to church this Sunday and sacrifice a chicken. Do both. But yeah, very, very weak. Right. Looking for an entry. Oh, okay. I know someone is in there though. That's why someone's in there. But this thing is clearly weak. So when a stock goes from green to red, not something I'm interested in. So maybe if it sits here for like a few hours and finds a base. What's wrong, guys? What's wrong? Anyways, unless it consolidates there for quite some time. Hey, Kristen, chickens are like the safest animal to sacrifice. The safest. What else would you sacrifice? T-Pet is slowly coming back. Um, okay. Announcement. If you're interested in futures, Rob is streaming in the evenings, usually 8 to 10 p.m. Come and learn and ask questions. Yeah. Yes, please. Alrighty. So again, thank you, Dan. Yep. And also Rob just talks about, like a lot of technicals and stuff. So you can learn technicals, you can also learn about the algo, you can learn about, what's happening the next day, you know? Because how hard is futures? Um People like futures because um people like futures because they it's simpler in a sense that like you don't need to go running look for the next stock and the next stock and the next stock. You're sometimes just playing with one name, right? You can play, the Nasdaq futures, SPY futures. You can play with gold. You can play with oil, right? Like you can pick and choose, and simply just instead of playing like with a million oil stocks, you really just have one oil stock, right? If gold is pumping, you have one gold. Again, you can kind of pick and choose between a mini and whatever, but yeah, so sometimes it's easier to just learn one thing, right? Yeah, just different than regular trading, paper trade. Yeah, exactly, Dan. Yeah, practice, practice, practice. Alrighty. We have a new sponsor coming up, which is going to be cool. New futures. So it's both. It's a futures trading. It's a like futures broker, futures like prop firm, but also stock market prop firm. So that's going to be very cool. So you can kind of learn, with that. So we'll talk about that in a bit. Not today, but in the future. I think that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. No, 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 no. Futures, you can definitely, KB. Most people do it with the prop firm just so they can learn. Yeah. Yep. 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 Hmm, interesting. Very interesting. Mm. Yeah, Tony, in a sense. My fund of futures is also good. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, yep, yep. So the famous yellow candle showed up and MRNO is going down a bit. Yeah, still struggling with 420 here in this one. And did anybody get into this one? Anybody get into ADUR? Yeah, I think the only downside to this swing play is that the volume is super, super light, but it's done a good job though. The low volume is the issue here, but yeah, not bad at all. Mm-mm. Okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Free practice accounts with a subscription you can paper trade with. That's really nice. That is nice. Uh, that's a good question. For now, on that thing, if you look at the daily chart, you can tell that it's at resistance. Like it's really at resistance here, right? Like look at the amount of times we've been to this spot, basically a week now, right? Every time we get to this, it's a little weird spot. It's like 1340 ish, right? Every time we're at 1340, they just keep rejecting it and rejecting. So at this point, you want to see that thing break about 1340, 1340, 1350, right? A breakout or a nasty dip, below but like 1050 ish. Yeah, righty. So 1350 would be of the obvious watch though for a breakout. Then that thing has room all the way above $15. Yeah, alrighty. So yeah, that looks good as a swing play. This looks good too. See more volume comes in on this name. Yeah. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, so yeah, Rob is gonna usually be on around 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the evenings. So it's a good way to learn some, technicals, the algo, and also learn futures and anticipate what the market will look like the following day, right? So the only downside is, sometimes the evenings are very slow because people have moved on and they're doing the things. So it can be very slow, but yeah, can still learn some stuff. Yeah, ATPC really wants to break out of that range. It really, really wants to break. uh, you're not wrong. But also, futures are a bit more professional than crazy momentum stocks. We deal with chaos. And then MRNO, guys, just keeps popping. Like this chart looks so nice. So nice. Type yes in the chat if you're still holding MRNO. Uh, so your next resistance is $1.20. 120. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that looks very nice, Thorn, doesn't it? Yeah. So Goldie's in this. Thomas. Yeah. Nancy. Well done. It looks really good. Yeah. So 120 rejection there on MRNO. Good job. Ten. You're in at 69 cents, Thomas. Very nice. Good job. Very, very nice. At 90 cents, Anthony. Good job. Good job. Luna, did you look at the cash QQ puts for this one? It was rubbish, wasn't it? Yeah, you can't really get good premiums on this, so that's the downside. But it would have been a nice catch this morning, close to $11 though, because it's been slowly creeping up. Slowly creeping up. 28. Okay. Okay. Yeah, hopefully it can stay above that at least. Hopefully. Hmm. Yeah, today's definitely been a day of like quick scalpies. Scalp and take your monies and run. Yeah, Pelesh, you need cookies. Cookies. This is still looking really good though. Almost back to the highs of the day again here. So one penny off the high. Well, there it goes. There it goes. Yeah, this has been really good. It's nice when you look at the chart and you can clearly see those higher lows, just consistently trending up and breaking out and trending up. It's nice to see. People tend to gravitate towards names like that rather than rubbish that's trending down. Rather than rubbish that's trending down. So again, it doesn't change the fact that dollar 20 is still resistance though. So mm, 118. You like the number? Probably, skunk. Probably. TPET is moving and rising again. You think TPET might be worth overnight? It depends. It depends, Pelish. It really depends. It honestly really, really depends what we look like at the end of the day, and also what the headlines are, saying, right? Because the markets have been slowly creeping up today, so they seem to, yeah. It really depends. You can tell like the markets are. Let me take a look. Let me take a look at TPET. Yeah. Funny enough, as oil is going up, this is what. So funny because the market started to turn around at the same time that oil was moving up. Right? At the same time, let me look at the 30-minute chart here. Just want to see like how much of a dip we've really had. Look at that, right? TPET failed every day at that same price. Every day, 250 on Wednesday, 250 on Thursday, 250 on Friday, Monday, and then now we're all the way down here, right? Back to $1.50 here. So clearly really weak, but you do seem to have a lot of support between $1.50 and $1.30. So in that range, Pellish, as long as it can stay above that level, maybe we get a bounce. So yeah, maybe we're due for a bounce on this. 360 watching and only oh yeah. Yes, don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already, please, and thank you. I wish like if you smash a like once, it would you didn't have to do it again. But yeah, thank you all very much for smashing the like. No, 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 no. Yeah, yeah. We'll see what the rest of the day looks like, especially after lunchtime, Winterfell, because this seems to be typical lunchtime dips, right? See what we look like later on. If they make a deal, oh my days, the market's gonna fly so hard. But that's wishful thinking, though. I know who didn't hit the like. Don't make me find you. Yeah, let's go street. Yeah. True. Yeah, I know a lot of those names are sitting at really nice prices, or they were sitting at nice prices. Nvidia, Amazon's, right? So if we get some good news in the markets, woof, oh my days, the markets are gonna cook straight to all-time highs. Cook. Mm, 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 mm. That's very interesting price action, actually. Cook. At this point, that's why they sell off. Sham, probably, probably. This 120 is a strong level for this stock. Let's go, Pyro. Ayo, ayo. Good to see you. Yeah, I doubt that data is going to be good then. I doubt it's gonna be good. I doubt it. Hopefully it is not horrible at least. Hopefully not horrible. What is going to happen today? What deal and what time, Abraham? Let me go look at the crystal ball really quickly, and then let me go look really quickly. 1 second. Let me take a commercial break and go look at what time the news is gonna drop. Alrighty, really quickly. Give me 10 seconds.
NUTELLA.
What's the word?
Peanut butter.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Peanut butter. uh, yeah. Anyways, unbelievable. Yep, it definitely did street. So as long as TPET can stay above $1.50 to $1.30, I think that's fine. That is okay. What's the word? That kid was so excited. Yep. We'd like to thank yep. Today's sponsor of Hot Rates. Nutella. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much, MTEN. Yeah, we were watching this one really closely last night with the run up, and it came from a really nice spot, and it had a really like it obviously has a really nice low flow because of the split. I just don't like how they've gone from red to green today, but I like it at the price that you got in, Raven, because I think $1.50 is like the main support for now. Yeah, if it can, yeah, exactly. So if it can stay above $1.50, Raven, I think you're fine. The road test for this thing though will be when it can break above $1.85, like this level right here. If it can eventually break above this, like this level right there, because after the split, all those candles have basically just failed in that same area. And then the last 2 days, same thing. So if it can eventually break out at some point, then that'd be good. For now, $1.50 support, right? So, I mean, honestly, that $1.50 to $1.40 can be used as support, but yeah. So not bad, low float. They need to drop some more good news though. Peanut butter. The golden pocket. Yep, yep. MRNO just keeps going back and forth. Did you get an answer? I did. I did. I did. Um, yeah, I did. Ren X. Yeah. Well, the markets are struggling. They're struggling. I wonder if we got some brand new headlines. Well, they struggled and then came back. So it's again typical lunchtime sell-off. What's SoFi doing? I want to take a look. This one still looks very good. Look at that, right? Slow and steady. ADUR. Slow, steady. Nothing too exciting, but looks good though. SoFi. What's SoFi doing? Man, SoFi is pretty suspicious, isn't it? Hmm. Average price per gallon of yeah. SoFi is at a good level though, right? Like it's holding $18 nicely. 18 to 17.50 has been a good spot. For some reason, though, those candles still looks a bit suspicious. Very suspicious. Look at that. ADUR says, "Hey guys, I'm here. I'm going higher. I'm going higher." Yep. I'm going higher. Would be the most intense strikes on Iran today would be interesting. So after today, they cool off. Hmm. Well, they might as well hurry up and get it done with. Yeah, who knows? Don't believe them, but not like we have any control over that stuff, you know. We have no control. You could just hope that the innocent people, you know, are yeah, yep. Very sad. No, but that's the theory. Winterfell. Oh, I see. Again, we're very lucky that we live where we live, you know, at least for now. Someday, you know, we're going to see a rocket on this side probably, but we're lucky to live where we live. Because can you imagine what people have gone through in like Ukraine or now in those countries? Craziness, isn't it? So, yep. Ooh, did you just pump that stock, Raven? Oh, that alert just went off for no reason. It did go off for no reason. MTEN. Wonder why that alert went off though. Anyways, MRNO is still looking very promising here for that $20. Yeah. Yes, I was like, why am I getting an alert for MTEN? Why? Why? Doo-doo-doo. Why? Yeah, it's trying to go the slow and steady, slow and steady. This is one of those levels though you want to make sure you have a good stop loss. SGN is finally going back up, Olga. Let's take a look. Did it hold that 60 level? I mean, it is holding that 60 range. So slow and steady, right? You could tell we had a line already in that range, Olga, right, with the demand zone. So that's good that it's holding it, at least for now. Yeah. No, you definitely want to make sure you have a plan for this spot though, right? When it's stalling a resistance like that, sell something or move your stop loss aggressively high. Because if that thing doesn't break, oof, the candle could be virus. How are you doing today, virus? Bad expiration date for um, DDT. I think it's probably because they're tired of being oppressed. You know, yeah. You know, like if I still lived where I grew up and I was safe, I'd be okay with I'd be okay with those, those things coming in so they could get rid of some of the people, you know. But anyways, Come on, you can do it. 119 highs of the day. 120 brand new highs. MRNO. Ooh, there it goes. There it goes. Let's see if it can actually close above this time, though. See if it can actually break and hold. People here are blessed enough to worry about things like, excuse me, it's ma'am. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Among other things, obviously. Yes, yes. And that's a good thing. Oh, for the alert, Frank? Probably. Still having a hard time with $1.20 though. Still having a hard time with that level. When's my first one-on-one today? Okay. Let's give it another 20 minutes or so, guys, and then see where we're at. Alrighty? Give it another 20 minutes and then we can hop off. Yeah. 20 minutes. Are you still getting obviously you are, Virus. Are you still getting rockets overhead? And the airports and everything still closed? I live in Canada, but I grew up in Cameroon though, so Cameroon. I'm the village. Too long. I know, Dan. I know. It's a pretty slow day today. Very slow. Is anybody actually holding ADUR? Anybody holding this one? I looked at the option chain for this virus. The option chain was pretty stupid. It's kind of annoying. Um, right, like some 12.50s or some $15 calls. July or like December, same. Right, super low open interest. Yeah. Yep. The sad thing too, though, Winterfell is not just the reaction, but also like the it's sad both ways. Honestly, there's no good thing out of that, right? No good thing out of that, and anyways, no sirens, no rockets, but the same thing yesterday, and then night started flying and sirens going off. Yeah. Mm, it's gonna be bad. Next name change is gonna be bad. Yeah. Israel is boosting the defense budget to 13 billion. 13 billion. Yeah. All these countries want to do is spend money on shooting rockets. Spend monies. Do, 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 do. One side is see, and that's what I was trying to say, virus, right? That's why I stopped myself from from saying both ways, because the more I talked about both ways, the more I realized, that sometimes it's not always both ways, sometimes it's one side just being, overly uh yeah. Yep, that's why I just, mind my own business. Yep, yep. So yeah, I want to say both ways, but yeah. Yeah. My problem is I can't mind my own business. I know, virus. I know. I have the luxury of minding my own business, so I'm gonna try and do that. Can't always do that, but you know, yeah, can't always do that. But ADUR brand new highs of the day. Yeah, yeah. They should just send everybody pizza. You want a slice of pizza? Oh, you want? Oh, okay. You know, exchange food instead. Yeah. Mm. Do, 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 do. Sounds good, Kara. Sounds good. Have a wonderful rest of the day. ATPC, yeah, that thing just couldn't. DP, did you take any profits out of this? I hope you did. Right, that thing tested that level so many times. When you're testing resistance like that, it's always nice to take something off the table. Yeah. Yep. Let me take a look at UPS. What's UPS doing? UPS. Isn't UPS going out of business? I'm joking, by the way, but um, these guys still exist with Amazon. La. You did at 420. Good job, Dara. Good job. I like that. Yeah. Sometimes we want a diamond hand, but sometimes we just have to follow the vibes. UPS. No, I have not, Richie. Better than the post office? Yep, definitely. Definitely, Dan. La. Some people are just now receiving. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. It's wild. Then the Middle East of the post office. uh, I was flying once, and my passport was expiring, right? So I'm like, okay, I need to get a new passport. Not a problem, right? Not a problem at all. I need to get a new passport. It's pretty quick, right? You can get a passport in like in 10 days, 20 days, right? It's not that big of a deal. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'm flying in like 2 months. Let me go get a passport, right? Let me go get it renewed. So the week that I'm renewing the damn passport, they're supposed to come through the like the post office. They decide to go on strike. So then like I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. 30 days go by, you know. So then I'm flying in like, so I'm not gonna cancel the flight, right? I'm flying in like, in like a week, right? And I still don't have the damn passport. And they've already like, put holes through the old passport, so I can't use the old one. So then they're like, well, here are your options. You can either go to the building downtown so we can print you a new one. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's not a big deal. Let me go. I go to the building. They're like, oh, the building, the machines, we had so much flooding, water, the machines got flooded. I'm like, are you kidding me? Really? The machines got flooded. So we can't print you a new passport. Okay. They're like, your second option is to drive 3 hours away to a different city and pick it up. I'm like, well, I mean, I'm already like, I'm not gonna cancel anything, so I might as well just drive, I guess. So then I drove 3 hours away to pick up the passport, right? And then I come back the day before I fly. The post office says, "Here's your passport." The day before, like the day before, the dude shows up. I'm like, dude, get the hell out of here! Get the hell out of here! Unbelievable! I was so pissed. Yeah, I don't really use those idiots anymore for anything. When he was dancing with his at the Michael. No, I mean maybe who knows? But yeah, that guy was good. The legend, the goat. Seriously, Dan. Seriously, seriously. Effective but not efficient at all. Yeah. Again, I don't mind people going on strike to make more money. That's up to them, but sometimes they pick like the wrong time to do that stuff, so then they hurt people. Yeah, virus. Yeah, the goats probably the two best players from that country. That would make me crash out. I know I had to drive like 3 hours away there and then 3 hours back. So basically, my whole day was spent driving to pick up a damn passport. But it worked out though, which is sometimes you just have to say whatever. ATPC, yeah. At least like you can scalp it off the range, Dara. Like it's failing at the top, but it's also bouncing off the 200 EMA. So as long as it stays about 370 for now, should be okay. No. So what happens to Dan is the one that they sent. So when I went to pick up the new one, they basically said that the one that they sent that's coming at some point when that one gets there is gonna be voided. So that one's garbage. So yeah. So once I received it, I think I was supposed to drop it off somewhere or shred it or something or whatever. I don't remember what I did with it, but yeah, no one cares. I know. Yep. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Did they charge you for both? No, just for the one, just for one, which is good. Yeah, passports are not that expensive though. They're like $120, $120 or something like that. But then if you want them, like if you want it in 10 days or like right away, I think then it costs a bit more. I don't know, something like that. I don't remember. With my nifty crayons, Gail. I don't know if that's gonna take you through the airport though, with all those fancy scanning things they have now. And why the market's so slow? DXST is bouncing back nicely though, so it's done a good job holding 40 cents. Are you still in this one, Ali, or you sold already? The stock has actually been an okay, like multi-day scalper, you know. DXST. Um, virus? No. I think yeah, Cameron doesn't. He's too. Wow. No, Cameron doesn't do that. They don't do that for some reason. Yeah. Why? Because they're stupid. For a cushy retirement fund, Oscar. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I renew mine online and have to say it was painless with your phone and up. Really? Oh wow, that's so crazy, Dan. You have to go to the thing and then pay for a picture and then take those pictures to the place, and then I took them to the place, right? They're like, oh, these pictures don't look good. There's lighting. The lighting in the back is not amazing. I'm like, you guys like. They're like, can you go take new pictures? There's a place right there. We'll give you a refund for the old pictures. I'm like, this is also stupid. Doug, you made some money. It's good. Yeah. Same stupid resistance, but I have a yeah. To where the virus? To where? Like dual citizenship to where? American, obviously, but where? Oh, you mean like to the to the country that starts with an I, but not officially. Just yeah. uh, a week with your daughter? Oh, that's amazing, Pat. Spring break and since I had some yeah, it cost you $230. Okay, yeah, name change. Okay, yep. Did you do last minute? Is that why it cost so much? Ah, virus. One of these days we're gonna find virus, and the YouTube is gonna block him. Ah, ah, because he's speaking too many, too many facts. LGVN isn't making a new support. Yeah, it was closer to the 200. So, like I said earlier, as long as it stays above 85 cents, you do not virus. You do not, unless you live in the states. No, they asked me to not return. Uh, any chance can get a 1 p.m. boost? Um, I mean, it's possible, right? As long as it's holding above 60 cents, 63 ish. As long as it's holding above the bottom here, it's possible. Also, the golden pocket is right above 60, so definitely is possible. Jack. Yeah, sure. I'll take a look. Again, when you ask like, when you just put a ticker symbol in the chat without like really follow through, I tend to ignore the question, Richie. Right? There's nothing happening here. but also I don't even know what you're looking for. So there's really not a whole lot for me to tell you. Alrighty. Can you take a look at Neo? Bought at $6. $6 calls for the 27th of this month. See, that's a proper question. Do you see the difference, Richie? Right? Like I have all the details. All the details, all the juice. The only thing I'm missing for these options, though, Ronel, is how green are you on these calls? Yeah, I wish you had more time on these calls because I think Neo is at a good spot. Right? They had earnings today. They beat those earnings. The stock is going up, which is a good thing. You're now sitting at a potential double top, which it looks like it wants to break above. So 540 is your resistance, Ronel. So I wish you had more time on these though, because if it can break above that 540 and stay above, you're definitely going for that $6 area. Alrighty, so again, good looking stock. It's been beat down for a long time. Right, I remember when Neo was like at $15, and then all the way down to 440. So I think your options are good. I just wish you up 70%, already took out. Okay, there you go, perfect. See, beautiful, good. Yeah, I like that you did that because those calls are going to be printing a lot more today because they just had earnings. So the IV, right, is going to be high. So after today, then it's going to be a bit suspicious. Right, so I'm glad you took those profits. Let's see if we can close above 540, and if it can, then cool. Then potentially pushes higher. But yeah, good job though. Congratulations, Ronel. Congratulations. A reverse split, and also asked what it meant. A reverse split just means that the stock is gonna be, they're gonna start spelling the name like Nutella, but they're gonna say peanut butter is what they're gonna do. So if they're doing a reverse split, stay away from it till the split is done. Alrighty, they're gonna multiply the price by the split ratio, but then divide the float. What some of the 5 years ago, the Doge is a classic. If you want to be entertained, go back and watch some of the old streams. The old streams are wild, wild, wild. We had some crazy times. Some crazy times. I cannot believe like the days where we literally streamed for 24 hours. Like we just sat here and streamed for 24 hours. Like if you go back a few years, the minimum stream was like 16 hours. 16 hours, guys. We were going hard. We've definitely slacked. We definitely slacked. Left and right for having the wrong letter in their name. What a time. Hymns. Let me take a look at hymns. CM, you're done. See you later. See you in Discord. Erica, what's your question for hymns? What's your question for hymns? Right, hymns had a really good pop this morning, and then to secure some gains, and it's been looking weak ever since. So the support for this thing though, like today, it looks like it's holding 2260 ish, but yesterday that level was 21. So 21 is a stronger base on this. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Cam, I've definitely made some mistakes. I've definitely made some mistakes. There was yeah. There was a time where yeah, anyways, I've made some mistakes with trying to combine all of that together. Uh but like I have a system now. So it's good. I have a system now. Yeah, I had the luxury of like being able to get in a position and just watch it. Right now, I don't have that luxury anymore because I'm usually yapping and doing other things. So yeah, like the first thing you do, like I do when I get in a position now, is definitely put that stop loss. Definitely right away, right? And then you also have to wait for the setups that you like the most, right? Not chase every setup. Don't have that luxury anymore to chase all the setups. Definitely have to look for the stuff that I like. Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. So like it's more of a it's more of a blessing, honestly. Right? I definitely get to be patient and only look for the stuff that I want to play with, rather than ah, ah, yes. You know what? I need another futures payout, Dan. Those futures payout hit differently because that's extra monies, you know? Futures payouts are nice. Yeah, futures payouts are nice. Because you know they've cooked you, virus. You know they've cooked you, you know? So yeah, when that money comes in, it's very nice. Ah. Like, thank you very much. You know what? We're going shopping. Uh, uh, and examples of pictures of Canadian sites. The picture that looks like good lighting. Yeah, but then you don't take the picture though; they do. So then they mess it up. So it's the same way. Yep, 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 yep. Uh, do, do. Mm, 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 mm. Yep, exactly. Either retracement or a stronghold above a level Richie. How would I know the S&P news as soon as they come? How would you know? All of that news goes to the options cooking lab in Discord, so it all gets posted in Discord. Alrighty, yeah. Four Iranian diplomats killed in Lebanon on Sunday. Hmm. Yeah, so that stuff all goes to the yeah, it all goes to Discord. So come join us in Discord, alrighty, and you'll be able to. Yeah, again, don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already. We'll hop off in like let's give it 4 more minutes, 4 more minutes, so Dan can go have some breakfast. You know. So yeah, don't forget to smash a like, hit that subscribe if you're new, and if you're not a member yet, click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot, and sign up for one of the levels that don't say sold out, and come join us in Discord. Alrighty. So the markets hit a brand new high and then ended up retracing. Bitcoin's still holding up nicely above 70. That's good. What's for lunch today? Some cereal, some cereal, some peanut butter cereal, and some mixed nuts. I don't know. I'm craving some cereal, so yeah. I think my biggest problem, Dan, was um trying to look for support and resistance. Rather than going with the vibe. Sometimes the trend is more important than support and resistance, especially. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's actually it's protein cereal. Don't worry. It's like it's protein. Ah, Dan, unbelievable. No, I yeah, no, I had an omelette yesterday for breakfast. And yeah, every so often I have some cereal. But it's not like sugar cereal though, like cornflakes or that type of stuff. Yeah. uh yep. Ham and grilled cheese sandwich. Ooh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, that sounds amazing. I like that. In one sitting. No, that was like 2 months ago, Dad. It's been a long time. Unbelievable. I'm kidding. MRNO is doing a good job of holding $1, so that's good at least. Super slow though. Super slow day. Super slow. Anyways, let me know if you have any last questions, guys, and then we will hop off in a few minutes. Ah. Yeah, almost. Ah, yep. Mm-mm-mm. Like I was reading through some of the ingredients though, Dan. They have, what is that thing called again? The sugar um the sugar replacement in those things. Yeah. What do you mean surfing? So surfing, what's your position in velo? I really have nothing else to say. Yeah. That stuff. I was reading that it causes cancer. Anyways, yeah. That was it was the Oreo flavor. Which is suspicious, Dan. Suspicious. Suspicious. Nice little curl on this here off the bottom. Then maybe it's something else. Let me see if I can find it because I took a picture of it. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it says this sweetener could so increased risk of developing cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, chronic inflation, and the digestive tract, and yeah, a whole bunch of other stuff. Yeah, that's crazy. Let me take a look again. Hims is still holding the bottom there, so that's good. HG. I'm not allowed to do that stuff, shop, because it's in the OTC. Yeah. In the OT, this is impressive. Yeah, that's a crazy run this one's had. HGRRAF. This thing's been running almost every day now. Oh, look at that. Almost every day it's been running. Crazy, huh? Very nice. The only problem is that it's on the OTC though. On the OTC, HGRAF. Shop? Okay. You can come in me in Lebanon then. Yeah, I don't think virus. Oh my days. Yep. Yep. Do. Before they pinpoint my location. See you in Discord, virus. Already be safe, please. And chat later. Chat later. Any last questions, guys, before we get off? Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it, Winterfell? Yeah. Yeah, Ron has been cooking and spamming that thing in Discord for a long time now. Yeah, yeah. Ron's been the question is, when's Ron gonna sell that thing? Like, Ron's making a crazy amount of money on that thing. Yeah. See, Ron says I can't even pay attention to my cash account when I see $200,000 gains in my Roth every day. I know it can't continue. Yeah. Craziness, huh? Craziness. That is nice though. TIVC. BTC. Much love, Dan. Nap time? I like it. Don't give back your gains. Thank you very much, Dan. Much love. Have a wonderful rest of the day. See you in Discord. See you later. Alrighty. Bye for now. Have a great day, Jay. See you later. He has enough exit liquidity if it starts to drop. The problem is with a name like that, the volume is actually quite good though. So he should have enough to, yeah, he should have enough. That's crazy. Yeah, it's not necessarily pumping DC, but it is bouncing nicely off the bottom. So see if we can get back above $1. Seriously, Winterfell, seriously. Yeah, he's gonna make a lot of money, Ron. A lot of money. Do. Do. Okay. La. That's crazy. That's a crazy amount of money, Ron. Damn. See, wow, that's a lot of money Ron's made on that play. Sheesh. Later, Tim. Later. Raven, see you in Discord. Later, Frank. Thank you. See you in Discord. Alrighty. Much love, everybody, and catch you guys in Discord. Uh, okay, perfect. See you in Discord, Nancy. Later, Jericho. Bye for now. Shop. Thank you. Bye. Kevin, see you in Discord. Bye bye. Thank you, Kodan. See you tomorrow. You too, Zopo. See you tomorrow. Okay, much love all. Bye for now. Bye, Yank. See you later. Thank you. See you. Bye.